So one of the things I've learned over the course of my journey is that achieving your goal is an active decision. It's something that must be done in a very active way. It's not anything passive. It's not going to be a coincidence. Yes, sometimes coincidences happen, but it's a conscious act. Work of it is a conscious act from you. So let me give you a story on how I started my journey. So I started my journey as a cleaning company years back, but the idea, because when I was writing my vision, the idea at that time was an empire. That's what I saw. So it was a deliberate act towards achieving that goal. Yes, the goal did not start up as a multifamily. It's just like you saying that you making a pie. It's just a little bit of little ingredients that gives you that very beautiful pie that we all crave for. So that is just how it is. It's a step-by-step forward movement from you that will lead you to your long-term goal. So how do you align your long-term goals with your current situation? So let me rephrase it again. How do you align your current situation with your long-term goals? Because we might be in a situation in such a way that the vision or the long-term goal looks dim, it looks very blurry, it looks impossible. But how do you ensure that you achieve that goal that you have? The number one thing you need to do is to have clarity. You need to have clarity on what your goal is. So how do you clarify? You need to start writing. You need to know exactly where you want to be. If your goal is to become an engineer, you need to state it clear. I want to become an engineer. You need to go. So some of the issues that people have with that is no clarity. They really don't know where they want to go. The goal is not clear. So that's number one thing you need to do. You need to identify what the goal is. Then the second thing is you need to assess your current situation. So what does that mean, assessing your current situation? You need to be very truthful with yourself to know where exactly you are right now and know what is the discrepancy between your current and where you are going to. So let's assume you want to be an engineer and currently you are a security guard. There's a large discrepancy with that. So you will need to start thinking of going to college, to school, to getting that degree and applying for a job in that field. And then you can now become an engineer. So let me remind us again, achieving our goal is an active forward motion. It's an active decision that you need to constantly take and check. So the third thing you need to do is to set milestones. Visions are typically very gigantic. They're very, very big and look, it has the ability of overwhelming you. It has the ability of making it look impossible. But when you break them into tiny bits and pieces, it now becomes very realistic. There's an adage or a saying, how do you eat an elephant? It's a little bite every day. So you need to create milestones. You need to create tiny bits of steps that will lead you to that goal that you have. So how do you set milestones? It's by making your tiny little bits of items you're creating, making them very smart. Let me give you the full acronym. Some of us are very conversant with it. SMART is, it must be specific. So when I'm creating my little goal, it has to be very specific. Since I want to become an engineer, I have to be very specific in what I need to do in being that engineer. Then the second thing, it must be measurable. What you don't measure, you cannot manage. So you need to measure it and be sure that it's achievable. The next thing is it must be actionable. It must be realistic and it must be timely. There must be a time to realizing it, because if you don't put a time to it, you will never achieve it. So that leads me to you making a plan. So you need to make a plan on the goal, what you need to achieve. It must be, like I said, it must be achievable, it must be measurable, it must be smart. You need to start making that plan. How do I achieve this? What degrees do I need to take? What courses do I need to do? What do I need to start doing? Where do I need to, what community do I need to belong to? So these are plans you can start creating. So I was involved in a competition not too long ago, and in that competition, they really wanted to understand our plan, and it was a very comprehensive process. Everything was broken down into tiny bits. People that want to invest in you really wants to know the plan of what you want to do. So if I translate it back to you, you need to break down your plan into bits and make a summary of it and say, this is where I want to go to. It's going to take me 5 years, it's going to take me 10 years, it's going to take me 2 years to achieve. So these are things you need to start doing. Then after making a plan, the most important thing that some people neglect is taking action. I've seen people creating plans. I've seen people identifying the gap or analyzing their current situation or just being real to themselves. But I have seen most people that do those things, some of them don't even take action. So if you do everything I've listed and there is no action to it, then it's like you're at the status quo. You've not done anything. So one of the most important things for you to do is to take action. After taking action, yes, will everything go as you planned? Definitely not. There's going to be a derail, there's going to be issues along the way. And what you need to do is to monitor and reassess. That means you need to start reassessing it. Is this thing going to really take me to that goal where I want? Like I said, the first thing is identifying the vision. We all know the vision. You know the vision, but the road leading to the vision might need to change as you keep going. That is where assessing and monitoring becomes very important. And in my journey in the multifamily real estate, these are things we do. After setting a goal, we still have the responsibility to monitor and reassess where we are currently and know if it's something we need to readjust to face the current realities, because there's some factors that we cannot control. And when those factors come in place, then there are things you need to start doing. You need to start readjusting your strategies to align to the ultimate goal of where you want to go to. I hope you've enjoyed this little tips of mine on how you can align your reality with your vision.